Hey, hello there. This is Love, Love of Fiction, and I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I like cruelty in stories, but not in an edgy way or try-hard way. I enjoy it as a storytelling tool. When used right, it creates a sense of danger, tension, and emotional weight. It tells you what kind of world you're stepping into and what kind of people live there. But there is a balance. Because if you overdo it, if you throw in blood, death, and tragedy every 5 minutes, well, it stops meaning anything. It becomes background noise. The audience tunes out, and the cruelty loses its bite. What used to feel powerful turns into cheap stock. Still, stories need stakes. They need something to lose. That's why so many authors use death or tragedy to mark turning points, to shatter ideas, to push characters toward change. And when that happens, well, it hurts. You feel it in your chest before you even realize what's going on. Your eyes start to stink, your throat tightens, and that's the moment I love. When the story earns that pain, when it respects what it's doing enough to make you feel it. That's what I want to talk about today. Why that happens, and why you should actually appreciate it. This is why you should enjoy sadness in fiction. I think we all have been through this. The more I watch movies, series, or anime, the harder it is to surprise me. You start to notice patterns, recycle ideas, overused settings. You know, the same high school, the same archetypes, the same punchlines. Everything starts blending together. Predictable, safe, forgettable. And when something breaks through that noise, when it actually reaches you, makes you feel something real. It hits twice as hard. It sticks with you. Writers pour so much effort into these stories. They're building entire worlds from scratch. Characters, emotions, themes, all from their minds. Okay, yeah, maybe sometimes from AI, but still. And sure, there are trends, there are formulas, every industry has them, but that doesn't mean that there aren't brilliant, passionate people out there creating something that means or can mean something to you. You just have to find them. The ones who made Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, for example, Vinland Saga, or Orb, for mention something very recent, and whatever your examples are, the ones who remind you that storytelling is still alive. And that's what amazes me, that a fictional person, someone who doesn't even exist, can make me feel joy, anger, or a heartbreak. I cheer for them, I remember their names, I want to see them grow, and then I stop for a second and think, none of this is real, but my brain doesn't care, and your brain doesn't either. Common sense says it's fiction, but your body, it reacts as if it's real. Alright, now let's get into the fun part. Or maybe it's not the fun part, because we're going to talk about science. And I know, no, don't click away. I promise this isn't a lecture. I know it's late, you're scrolling YouTube in bed, pretending you sleep soon. Let's be real, you won't. So just stay with me for a minute. It won't be a minute. Come on, just stay, it's going to be cool. Yes, let's talk about something called emotional contagion and the mirror neurons. These two things basically explain why we can feel what others feel, even if it's through a screen. It's part of how humans survived and learned to live in groups. Think about it. If someone in your tribe freaked out because a lion was nearby, you didn't stop to ask questions. You freaked out too. That's how you survived. That's instinct. That copy what they're feeling reflex never really went away. That's emotional contagion. It's our built-in empathy. We subconsciously mirror the emotions of the people we see. It can be happiness, fear, sadness. All of it. Now this is where mirror neurons come in. Scientists discover these neurons activate when we perform an action and when we see someone else perform it. In other words, your brain partially lives that experience just by watching it. That's why when someone trips and falls, you wince. When a character starts crying, your eyes start to burn. When someone smiles, you want to smile back. And here's the crazy part. Studies show that people who are more empathic tend to have stronger mirror neurons, which means the more you care, the more deeply you feel fiction. That's the foundation of empathy, and storytelling takes full advantage of it. It slips past logic, sneaks into your instincts and says, "This matters to you." Like, come on, isn't that incredible that a story can immerse you in its world so much at such level that we keep forgetting this is not real? Yeah, I'm guilty of analyzing everything and admiring the author's choices so much that I sometimes break immersion. But that is still a form of appreciation, and that is the point. That we just need to appreciate all of this, and I just want you to do the same thing. And of course, it's okay to cry, it's okay to feel like this. Okay when fiction moves you, because here's the truth. You're not actually suffering, you're not witnessing a tragedy in real life. That person on screen isn't real, but it doesn't matter. You know why? Because your emotions are real. You're crying over something that never happened, and I think that's one of the most beautiful things about being a human. And it only happens because of that humanity fact. We have evolved in a way that let us feel something even when there is no real threat, no real loss. We call it fiction, but our brains doesn't seem to care. When we see someone break down, something inside us responds. Mirror neurons light up. Emotions spread. We don't just observe sadness, we catch it, we hold on to it. So when a fictional character dies and you find yourself crying on a couch, it's not weakness, it's not overreacting, it's your humanity doing exactly what it was built to do: connect, reflect, and feel. So why should you enjoy sadness in fiction after all of this, okay? To me this is quite obvious by this point. You should let yourself feel involved by your emotion. I mean, first because this is fiction, and second because this is fiction. And I'm not trying to be funny here. Because it's fiction, you can let emotions flow, feel sad and anger, all because there is no real consequences. At the end of the day, you'll be okay, for the most part, and hopefully you'll learn something. Second, because it's fiction. And to me, this is probably the best point. It's incredible how non-existent occasions, non-existent people, non-existent incidents can have an impact on us, and that's proof of our humanity. It can go through our internal barriers and activate our all instincts of empathy. But of course, we don't have to be fooled. You don't have to be fooled, and don't be fooled. This is not something that happens just like that. You cannot snap your finger and create a story that can make use of your human aspects. And that's why you should appreciate all of this. Appreciate when an author can make you forget everything around you. Let your body mirror those emotions you see on screen. That's an achievement. A fake, a recreation of the non-existent, can activate your mirror neurons and make use of your emotional contagion. That's the magic of fiction. It can beat logic, it can beat your brain and go through your instincts. Because when fiction makes you cry, it's not just about the story, it's about you, about the way you feel, the way you empathize, and the way you exist in this world. It means you're alive, and honestly, that's something worth enjoying. Well, that's a sentence to end on. If you like this, you already know what to do. Please consider to leave a comment, leave a like, and maybe even subscribe. Yes, that's it. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.